Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Danielle. I don't know if I'm going to post this video or not. This one is a little personal, but with everything that's going on right now, I don't know, I feel like maybe I can share my own personal experiences and my own personal story. Before I start, I do want to say I do have a towel on. I'm not naked. I just finished washing my hair. I have some deep conditioner in there, so I thought I would take a moment to talk. So right now, there's a lot of bills being passed or being put through about, anti-abortions. Recently in Alabama, they passed one with no exceptions to rape or incest. Now, in this video, I'm not trying to convince anybody one way or the other, be it pro-choice or pro-quote-unquote life or whatever, but as a human, as a woman, as a black woman, and just as someone just living in the United States, this greatly affects me, especially with Georgia passing their heartbeat bill. Tennessee is right behind them. Ohio, I think Missouri also, they're coming up with their own versions of heartbeat bills. It's like, okay, the first argument is usually, well, if you get raped, you have to carry the baby. Okay. Then the other side argues, well, it's very rare that even happens. What are the chances of you getting raped and getting pregnant and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know the actual statistics. The chances of you getting the chances of you getting pregnant while raped may be slim. Okay. But the chances of getting raped are not. The fact that it's even possible to be forced to carry your rapist child against your will, that's the part that's scary. It doesn't matter if there's even like a 0.01% chance that it could happen. The fact that if I'm raped and I get pregnant, that I have to carry that baby or face a felony charge, the fact that I couldn't even leave the state to get it done, like that, the first time that I was raped, I was maybe 16 years old. I was a virgin. I was at my own house, in my own bedroom, with my parents in their room, fast asleep. And honestly, I don't know what I was thinking in that moment of my life. I had very low self-esteem. I didn't have a lot of friends. My home life wasn't terrible, but I really didn't have a very good support system at home. What I do know is that I didn't want to have sex. And I guess I thought that, in my little 16 teenage mind, that if something like that happened to me, that I would fight and I would scream and I would do something. I also never thought that I was attractive enough to even be considered rapeable. I know that's not really a word, but I just never thought that it could be me. I wasn't even attractive enough for a guy to look at me twice, let alone to have someone force themselves on me. But I invited him over. I thought that I would have control of my situation. I thought that all he wanted to do was meet me, because that's what he told me in his messages. Because at that time, it was like Black Planet or something was a thing. I don't remember. But I didn't want to have sex. I told him no when it came down to it. But when he told me that there's no other reason I would have invited him over, I just had this moment of, I don't know, I just thought to myself, well, maybe he's right, maybe I owe him this, because I apparently was leading him on, even though at no point during any of our conversations did I ever talk about having sex with him or anybody. I even mentioned about being a virgin. He called me a liar, basically. So it happened. He left, and that was my first time. Surprisingly, or not surprisingly, if you are a woman, that is not the last time that something like that happened to me. And I just, obviously I didn't get pregnant at that time. But again, I was in high school. I was confused. I didn't know what was going on. I can't, me personally would not want an abortion. That's why I have Micah, honestly. That's why I have my son, because I personally would not want to do that. But at the same time, I can't see myself forcing someone else to live through what I've been through, get pregnant, and then tell them that they have to now live with that child, look at that child, go through the whole pregnancy, go through labor, all of it, or be faced with murder charges, be faced with a felony charge. Me and Micah's dad are not together. And to be honest, if not for Micah, he's not someone that I would have in my life. So I can't imagine if my situation had been I was raped and that's why I have my child. Like I can't imagine the amount of resentment I would feel just toward life in general, to know that I have to look at my child who looks like my rapist. So even though I never got pregnant from any of the times that I have been assaulted or raped, I don't know. I can't see myself being upset with someone for not wanting that. I didn't really want children when I got pregnant, but it was my choice to go ahead and just basically deal with my poor choices at that time. I love my son, obviously, but I don't know. This video is very candid. I didn't really have a plan. It's been on my mind for a while. When the whole Me Too thing was going on, I was pretty silent. I don't really talk about, my experiences. I know people think that they know about my life, but but they don't. And that's how I know that, there are more women out there like me who are terrified of what's going on. I don't understand how people can see what's going on and not be afraid or not want to protect the women around them. If you are a man or even a woman and you honestly believe that you've never met anyone in your life that has ever been harassed or assaulted, sexually assaulted, or raped, or molested, you are wrong. I guarantee you know at least one person that has, but they just don't talk about it. When I came out about being raped to my own parents, they got mad at me. A couple of girls from my school who were supposed to be my friends called me a liar. After I'm dealing with all of this, and my mother is telling me that I'm going to get an abortion if I'm pregnant, before I even understand what's going on, I had a girl walk up to me, someone I barely know, asking me why I was lying about being raped. I hadn't even told anybody. I think I was online or something, and I just had to talk to somebody. And so I told this person, I think it was actually the girl pretending to be her own boyfriend, which is a whole different crazy story. But anyways, so I don't know, I just wanted to tell somebody that didn't know me personally. So anyways, yeah, to have this happen, okay, or to go through a miscarriage, because that's another thing that they're coming out with. If you have a miscarriage, you have to go through an investigation to make sure you didn't have an abortion. Like, I can't imagine. I'm just thinking about the level of embarrassment and just shame I felt to have just a couple of people come up to me asking me about my rape that I wasn't even, ready to admit myself. To then have a miscarriage, especially if you wanted the baby, to have a miscarriage and now you have to go sit in a criminal investigation to explain to people what happened. The next time that I got raped was a different situation. It was one of those, I actually did want to have sex at the time, but honestly, he was too big. So I asked him to stop because it was hurting. So instead of stopping, he said, well, then you have to do it anally. He flips me over because he is bigger than me and stronger than me, and he forces it into my anus. I get sodomized by this man that I can't even handle going through my vagina. So I cry and I ask him to stop. So now I'm being guilted. I get guilted into letting him finish because I'm already there. At this point, I'm in pain, so I don't know what else to do. This man has manhandled me. He has flipped me over and forced me to do something I didn't want to do twice now. So I have my face in a fucking pillow so he can finish. It's not even that's not even the last time. That's the thing. When I see comments sometimes from people, when they say that, you know, women are asking for it, or when they say, you know, if we didn't dress a certain way, or if we didn't act a certain way, or if we didn't do this or that, or, you know, basically putting all the blame on the victims, I just think to myself, what about me is asking for it? None of those times was I dressed seductively. None of the times was I wearing a ton of makeup. None of the times this has happened has I, you know, or did I even the one time that I was interested in having sex, like, I was in physical pain. I wanted it to stop. But instead, I got guilted into continuing. My stomach hurt for over a week. I bled every time I went to the bathroom. Not a little bit of blood, a lot of blood. I don't know if it was just split open. I don't know if something inside me got cut. I don't know. I just know my stomach hurt for over a week, and I bled every time I had a bowel movement. These abortion bills, these anti-women bills, even the anti-equality bills, all of them, this video, I didn't really have a point, really. If I do decide to post this, you know, I'm not posting this for people to feel bad for me. I'm not posting this to even be part of any, you know, movements or anything like that necessarily. I don't know. I guess I just wanted my story to be put out there. Me, this not very attractive girl, a lesbian at that, you know, who doesn't necessarily dress any certain kind of way. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't walk around asking for sex. And even if I do, if I say no, I just feel like that means that it should stop. So now I'm seeing in the news and reading on my timeline on Facebook and even hearing from people that I know personally. They're talking about things like consensual rape. They're saying, you know, it's the victim's fault because of certain ways that they dress or act. They're agreeing that the bills are necessary. All that these anti-abortion bills are going to do is put women like me in jeopardy. It's going to put women of color women who are immigrants, be they legal or illegal, it is going to put them in danger. Because now they can't seek the medical help that they need. So what do you think they're going to do? What do you think these young girls who get in these situations are going to do? I got lucky. When my parents found out that I was raped and that I, had sex that one time, I was just called stupid. I was just degraded by my parents. That's all I got. There are girls out there who literally feel like their life is in danger. And when you're young like that, you'll do what you need to do. Well, this video is a little longer than I expected. I don't know if anybody's watching or if anyone's going to sit through this long. It's a long video, but I don't want to re-record this. So if I do post it and you watch the whole thing, thanks for listening. If you are like me and you just deal with it on your own because you don't really have another choice, I don't know what to tell you. I just kind of do my thing, and I'm assuming you just kind of do your thing too. You just do what you have to do to make it through the day, and you try to keep your sanity while you're basically watching your government turn you into a criminal for existing. So, anyways, that's it for me. I'm gonna go wash my hair or rinse my conditioner out. It's late. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.